Now, good hope where you are today is one of the largest scenic natural habitat that we have in Jamaica and the entire Western Hemisphere. Here at Good Hope, we boast over 2,000 acres of land. We offers you like 17 individual tours on this location on a daily basis. You'll explore some of the natural floras that grows here. You will explore some of the special monuments where I'll give you the rich, colorful history and you will be allowed to take photographs. Your tour will last approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes. According to the initial running of the estate, anything needs to be documented, anything needs to be recorded was done by the bookkeepers. As of such, these persons were treated then like royalties. So John Thorpe, a youngster who owns and operates his property back in that era, made sure that he built home for the bookkeepers, because normally these persons would come to us from places like Scotland, all over Europe. And once he created home for them, they could stay here for a long duration of time. Now today as we speak, these buildings are converted into the Jablum coffee shop, the Appleton bar, the Trucker bar, the Walker's Wood Jerk Center. And starting with the Jablum coffee shop, have you ever heard about the Blue Mountain coffee? What have you heard about it?
It's good.
Huh?
Expensive.
And for you, sir?
We drink some here.
And it is?
Outstanding.
Can I get a hand? The Caribs never got to Jamaica, but the Taino Indians did. And when they got here and they saw the hilly terrains, freshwater streams in abundance, the lush green fresh vegetation, in their language they named the island Yemoye, which means land of wood and water. In 1494, Christopher Columbus, who was an Italian, then led the Spanish here. And when he arrived, he saw the Taino Indians. He saw all the features that they first saw when they arrived. Now, in their language, they named it Jamaica. It means the same thing. Land of wood and water. In 1655, the British arrived, saw the Spanish, fought with the Spanish for control of Jamaica, which the British won. Now, after they took control of the island, they finally calls it what? Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, it means the same thing. Land of wood and water. This is where the cattle mill was one of the methods used back in the late 16th, 17th and 1800s to crush sugarcane and extract the juice from it. John Thorpe, the gentleman who owns and operates Good Hope back in the 17th and 1800s, saw the needs to improve production on his estate, but not by overworking the slaves or the animals. So what he did back in 1769 is that he introduced to us here in Jamaica the first mechanical device that would be used to crush sugarcane and extract the juice. So in 1769 he built us here, right here on this estate, the first water wheel. But before that, you're seeing the cattle mill. The cattle mill originally would be taken from the trunk of a huge tree. It would stand erect at least 10 to 12 feet high in the middle of a track, just like what you're seeing here. Inside the middle of that trunk, they would make sure that it cuts a hole where 3 iron rollers, just like what you're seeing there, would be placed on the inside. 2 arms, 2 wings, 2 sweeps would be attached to the top, hanging down. At the end of it all, they would tie like 2 donkeys, 2 cows that would go around in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Cover it as he was. Said, I'm going to improve production, but not by overworking the slaves or the animals. So he built the first water wheel right here on this estate. It's the largest, the strongest, and the biggest one ever built here. And as we speak today, ladies and gentlemen, it still works today. You're going to be seeing that water wheel in a short while. Here's another typical example of Jamaicans renaming things. I was told that back home you call these elephant ears. Am I right?
Yeah.
So you'll never hear that in Jamaica. It's not big but that's what he's doing. Using water taken from the Montego River. Getting to relax. Over here you got the water and you're taking 769. This is the ending of the aqueduct. What are you doing? Yes, Mr. Lodian, I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Over here,
This is the entrance to the underground aqueduct, ladies and gentlemen.
travel for 3 miles. That's where he erected the second waterway here in Jamaica. As I said, John Paul. You got it? Now this view is ranked in the top 10 views here in Jamaica. It is said that it's actually worth $1 million. You guys agree with that? Yes. Be careful, you might just hold me $1 million. Just kidding, but I'm serious. It's been kept like this for persons coming here and wanting to see where the first lady of the good old great house was laid to rest, and also for light storage, as you can see. If you note, you're still standing on the violet stones that was used to lay out the foundation of this house, and most of it, which you will see as you explore. And for the gentleman who was asking me about the lumber at the slave hospital, this is what they call ironwood or blind eye. These were also used in the building of our railroads. The pulleys that they used across, the ironwood. They will stay here for centuries. Okay? Ironwood. Now for you ladies and gentlemen, you arrived today in the parish of St. James. Remember I told you we have parishes, each parish has its own capital. Its capital, Montego Bay, the second city on the island, but it's the first tourist capital. You traveled along the north coast heading east, so you traveled northeast until you get to the parish of Trelawney where you are today. Its capital, Falmouth.